On the morning of August 24th, 79 AD, the people of Pompeii had no idea they were living inside a weapon. Vesuvius had been quiet for so long that most residents did not even recognize it as a volcano. They called it simply the mountain. Vineyards climbed its slopes. Wealthy Romans built summer estates in its shadow. The soil was extraordinarily fertile, which should have been a clue, but nobody alive had ever seen it erupt. The last eruption had been roughly 1700 years earlier, long before Rome even existed. The mountain was just scenery. Then around 1 in the afternoon, the top of the mountain blew apart. The eruption sent a column of superheated rock, ash, and gas more than 33 kilometers into the sky, roughly 3 times the height of commercial aircraft. For the first several hours, the danger felt distant. A rain of lightweight pumice stones began falling on Pompeii, roughly 8 kilometers southeast of the crater. The stones were small at first, pebble-sized, and many residents stayed in their homes, covering their heads with pillows or cushions as the accumulation deepened. By late afternoon, roofs were beginning to collapse under the weight. What makes the destruction of Pompeii unique in the historical record is not the eruption itself. Volcanoes have destroyed cities before and since. What makes it unique is what the ash preserved. The pumice and volcanic debris buried the city so quickly and so completely that it created a near-perfect time capsule. Loaves of bread were found still in ovens. Plates of food sat on dining tables. Graffiti on walls recorded gossip, election slogans, love poems, and complaints about neighbors. A jar of preserved fish sauce was still sealed. The city did not decay. It was frozen. The human cost is preserved with terrible clarity. In 1863, archaeologist Giuseppe Fiorelli developed a technique for pouring plaster into the voids left by decomposed bodies in the ash. The result was a series of casts that capture people in their final moments. A mother shielding her child, a man covering his face with his hands, a dog straining against its chain, 2 people holding each other. These are not artistic interpretations. They are the shapes of the dead, recorded in the material that killed them. The eruption happened in 2 phases, and the deadliest part came second. The pumice fall lasted roughly 18 hours. Those who fled early during the first hours had a reasonable chance of survival. But many stayed, either protecting their property, unable to travel, or believing the worst had passed. Then, beginning around midnight and continuing into the next morning, the eruption column collapsed. Instead of shooting upward, the material came down, racing along the ground as a pyroclastic surge, a superheated cloud of gas and rock traveling at hundreds of kilometers per hour at temperatures reaching 300 degrees. The surges hit Pompeii in waves. Each one was faster than a human could run and hot enough to kill instantly. The people found huddled in buildings were not suffocated by ash. They were flash-heated. Recent analysis of their bones shows thermal shock patterns consistent with near-instantaneous death. The city was buried under roughly 6 meters of volcanic material. Within a generation, the exact location was forgotten. Fields were planted over it. A new town, modern Portici, eventually grew nearby. It was not until 1748 that systematic excavation began, and the work continues today. Roughly a third of Pompeii remains unexcavated, deliberately left for future archaeologists with better tools and techniques. Vesuvius is still active. It last erupted in 1944, damaging several villages. Today, roughly 3 million people live in the greater Naples metropolitan area, within the volcano's potential blast zone. It is the most densely populated volcanic region on Earth. Italian authorities maintain an evacuation plan, but simulations suggest that a full-scale eruption similar to 79 AD would require evacuating the entire area within 72 hours, a logistical challenge that has never been tested at scale. The people of Pompeii did not know they were living on borrowed time. They had every reason to believe the mountain was harmless. The vineyards grew, the fish sauce fermented, the election slogans went up on the walls, and then, in roughly 24 hours, everything stopped. Pompeii is a reminder that the line between ordinary life and total destruction can be thinner than anyone imagines.